Have you heard of a World War military-grade company turned into a multi-billion-dollar fashion brand? Well, who doesn't love a nice set of sunglasses? However, did you know that your favorite Aviator brand was actually a popular piece of military-grade equipment during World War II? RayBan wasn't always the sleek, stylish fashion brand we all know and love today. Before they made their billions of dollars in sales, the brand was a no-brainer for fighter jet pilots, and I'm here to tell you all about it. Chapter 1. Introduction to the Military. It all began in 1929, when a U.S. Army Corps Colonel, John A. McCready, started working with Bausch & Lomb, the largest supplier of eye care products today. Basically, the problem fighter pilots were facing at the time was that their eye goggles would fog up at higher altitudes. Considering that these goggles looked like something a scuba diver would wear, it was a legitimate concern. Luckily, in 1936, McCready and the people at Bausch & Lomb created aviation sunglasses that not only tackled the fogging issue, but also protected fighter pilots from the blue and white hues in the sky. Can't get distracted when you're shooting down airplanes, right? The prototype, known as the anti-glare, had plastic frames and green lenses that made sure the pilots wouldn't have to suffer from obscured vision. If you're wondering how the name RayBan came into place, it's pretty simple. These sunglasses would limit the ingress of either ultraviolet or infrared rays of light. So basically, they could ban these harmful rays, hence RayBan. Here's another fun fact. It was this exact design that got rebranded as the iconic RayBan Aviator. While initially designed for pilots, the company saw an opportunity for expansion and ventured further into related markets such as hunters and fishermen. The focus would once again shift to the sky as World War II kicked off, and American Air Force pilots became reliant on RayBan to give them an advantage over their counterparts. The company got its R&D department to flex their creative muscles, resulting in another impressive innovation, the gradient mirror lens. It had a special coating for enhanced protection, while at the same time, an uncoated lower lens allowed the pilots to get a clear view of their jet panels. The Army was happy, but then again, it wasn't like RayBan could keep relying on multiple world wars for regular sales. Luckily, the military's influence on fashion was a huge thing during the 1940s, and it showed. People were getting tired of Army and Navy t-shirts, so the Air Force became the new talk of the town. Everyone wanted to look like a cool pilot wearing aviator sunglasses, and RayBan saw an opportunity that would go on to redefine their identity as a brand. Chapter 2. The Hollywood Effect. With the war done and dusted, it was Hollywood's time to shine, and they definitely made the most of it. This was an era when everyone wanted to wear what their favorite actors and actresses were wearing in the movies. Seeing this made RayBan innovate further and introduce the Wayfarer model in 1952, catered to celebrities. The first screen legend to sport the Wayfarers was James Dean in 1955's Rebel Without a Cause. The accessory soon gained popularity on the big screen, with Marilyn Monroe donning them on, and slowly RayBan managed to shake off its earlier association with war and became one of the most instantly recognizable fashion brands ever. Celebrities started taking a liking towards the brand and flaunting it, like the Smiths, Audrey Hepburn, Robert De Niro, Tom Cruise, Michael Jackson, to name a few. However, this turned out to be the peak, and the 90s brought along a downward trend in RayBan's popularity. This is primarily attributed to the fact that they lowered their prices to as low as $20 for a pair of aviators. Considering that they were a luxury brand at the time, this was a move that didn't go on in the direction they'd planned. With RayBan being available at your local gas station, the American public quickly shifted to more premium brands such as Oakley. Of course, a dying king wouldn't go down without a fight, so RayBan turned to their reliable buddies at Hollywood for one last dance. They gave it their all. Denzel Washington wore the new Clubmaster model in Malcolm X, followed by Tim Roth in Reservoir Dogs. But they didn't do much to reinvigorate the brand. RayBan went for higher-scale actors like Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones, who wore their poorly named Predator model for the hugely successful Men in Black. But even this didn't bring back the kind of results they were hoping for. They gave it one last shot with Johnny Depp wearing the Shooter model in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. But by now, the brand was simply living in denial. It was time for RayBan to finally hang up their boots, or hand them over to a more capable suitor. Chapter 3. The Takeover. Italy is a well-known fashion hub, So it was but natural for the Luxottica Group, based in Milan, to make headlines all over the world. Apart from supplying frames to brands such as Chanel, Prada, Armani, and Versace, Luxottica also happened to own Oakley, which was the key competitor driving down RayBan's revenue. Luxottica decided to extend a lifeline to RayBan and gave them an offer they couldn't refuse. In 1999, they completed their acquisition of the brand for $640 million, a figure that could have very easily gone into billion-dollar territory if RayBan was anywhere near its peak. Needless to say, the people at Luxottica started making some much-needed changes. Of course, the Italian angle helped establish a classy image for RayBan, but what was more important was removing distribution from gas stations and convenience stores. What was once selling for $20 at local shops started to go at $130 at luxury boutiques. It took some time, but this strategy turned out to be a stroke of genius as people started opening up to RayBan once again. Naturally, Hollywood came running back to its old muse, and we started seeing RayBans in movies like The Wolf of Wall Street and Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Even contemporary artists like Taylor Swift and Kanye West. Today, RayBan is one of the most successful fashion eyewear brands in the world. Collaboration with Facebook. It's hard to stay out of social media in today's world, and RayBan had a serious case of FOMO, so they teamed up with Facebook Reality Labs and created a prototype version of smart glasses, which were paired with the Facebook View app, compatible with both iOS and Android operating systems. Facebook and RayBan eventually launched the product as RayBan Stories in 2021. This allowed users to share their POV stories through apps like Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and TikTok. Now, a collaboration like this might have seemed like a smart thing to do at the time, but the partnership did raise a few worries over privacy. The chief concern was that these glasses would record and listen to others without their consent, and it became a big deal, especially in Europe. There's been a lot of back and forth on the matter, but the project was ultimately allowed to operate. You guys can buy them from RayBan's official and licensed stores if you're interested. It should also be noted that they weren't the first to create such a product, with Google having released Google Glasses in 2013 and Snapchat releasing Spectacles in 2016. Anyway, RayBan Stories were seen as a launchpad for Facebook into the metaverse, so we'll just have to wait and watch where this partnership goes from here. In conclusion, as I mentioned earlier, RayBan hasn't had a consistently smooth ride, but they're the best in the market right now, and they still look cool. To have a legacy that involves the military, World War II, Hollywood, and virtual reality is pretty commendable if you ask me. Anyway, this isn't the last we're going to hear, or should I say see, from the fashion giant. Because let's face it, they definitely have a thing for drama. Please like, share, and subscribe if you found this video worth your watch, and tap the bell icon below to get notified whenever I upload another one. Take care, and stay updated with our videos.